This week's episode is brought to you by Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, where we meet up with our families and argue for 3 hours before getting drunk and hiding in the basement. Thanksgiving. Pumpkin pie is bae. Hey everybody, welcome to Nexus tonight. Is it unethical to ask somebody to buy you new sleeves if they borrow your deck and then they get them dirty? I'm Atlas.
No. I'm Matt.
I'm Root Beer, and the answer is no.
It's not unethical to do that?
No,
Look,
you can ask. He's the one that messed them up.
Have sweaty fucking hands.
Yeah.
Like I've let decks out to people in like $10 sleeves,
Yeah.
and they played with them, and they're just sticky as fuck.
I know. Like the ones I got back got those got the mildew on them, where like if you angle them the right way, it looks like a petri dish.
Oh god.
Yeah. So I'm currently like flicking off mildew. Flicking off mildew is where
Absolutely disgusting.
I know, and the worst part is like I've known the guy for a long time, and he's twice my size, and I'm a big dude. So I don't really know if this is a battle I want to pick. But we're not here to talk about that today. We're here to talk about premium format.
You're a premium.
That's a compliment, I think.
Sure.
Yeah, man, we're here to talk about that. You're fantastic. Well, thank you. Yeah. So premium format, to those who don't know, is the format in Vanguard that includes all cards that have been released since the beginning of the game's history. So you can use everything pre and post V-Series reboots. Now,
Sure.
I know that I'm correct, but every time Matt does the sure, I always feel unsure for myself. and it's like floated into my vocabulary, but not everybody in my family and friends knows that sure is right on the line between sarcastic and realistic. So,
That's true. It is kind of a dangerous word, but
just sure.
But making Atlas vaguely unsure of himself is
You're like every girl.
Isn't
I've
why
ever
the
talked
show
to.
has co-hosts now?
Yes. Well, what do you? Every podcast should have co-hosts. Do you remember that? You remember that time I tried to do it by myself? It was 20 minutes of me stuttering.
We want to talk about the Enigmatic Assassin format, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, Kara Expo 2018 was 2 weeks ago, and the top three was Dark Irregulars, second was Dark Irregulars, and third was, you guessed it, Dark Irregulars.
And they were all the Assassin No Life King deck, right?
Yeah, so the deck being that you can pull out a bunch of Enigmatic Assassins, attack with them for 40k, and then use No Life King's effect to put them back into your soul, rewrite a new No Life King, and repeat ad nauseum until your opponent's fucking dead.
Good.
So a lot of people think that Bushiroad isn't going to do something about this because this is clearly a tier 0.5 deck, and I say that because there are other premium tournaments where No Life King is not in the top three. But it's very, very, very good.
I think it should probably be a higher percentage of decks that are being played, but because Vanguard is kind of like this game where people just kind of play what they play,
Yeah.
I think it'll never reach the numbers where it's like obviously a problem.
Why,
but
'cause
I
people
do
stick
think
to
it
their
needs to
clan?
be dealt with. Do what?
Where people do the stick to your clan thing?
Yeah, like people stick to their clan even when it's not in their best interest to do so.
Yes.
So like you'll always have people playing what's something just garbage.
Murakumo for all of G format?
Yeah, like Murakumo in G format where people are like still playing it and you're like, why? But I think we all can agree that Enigmatic Assassin is a huge issue. And I think they will do something about it. I just don't think it'll be to After Worlds. So we have to deal with another like 3 months of this shit.
Yeah. So there's that, and then also a lot of people think Gyze is a problem. because of the Answer of Truth set, which you guys heard last week, where 2 new decks that can utilize Gyze in a crazy fashion were created in Genesis with Himiko, who can get 3 trigger checks in a row, which lets you bind 3 Zeroth Dragons for Gyze, and then Gear Chronicle, which lets you get another turn with Gyze, so you can just bypass the restriction of the opponent getting a turn to attack you back.
Yeah, so I think Gyze is kind of interesting. I think if in a post-Enigmatic Assassin world, it could be worth banning. But I think Assassin is the major problem that needs to go. Like, Assassin is just, like, actually stupid.
The problem is that you can get it into your soul so easily, like, consistently, that the combo basically just turns into, did you get No Life King on Vanguard Circle? Great.
I mean, the fact that it happens before Stride, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're looking at possibly ending games on grade 3 Ride.
Yes.
And not even, like, going into... Like, I think Premium being in a place where second Stride kills you is fine. I think there's a reasonable place for Premium to be at because of the ZRs and because of, like, all the ridiculous things clans could do.
Yeah.
But I don't think on grade 3 Ride is even a reasonable place where people should be ending games.
Well, this is kind of like what we had back with 7 Seas Rush when that was at full power.
Yeah, but you could also make, like, your opponent can make that game like that deck was oppressive.
Yeah.
And, like, it was dealt with. Although a bit too late probably.
Maybe.
But those games actually, yeah, those games actually took up a little bit longer most of the time, right? Mm-hmm. But this was also due to Bushiroad's inability to print cards that don't say GB8 on them. But that is no longer an issue. Like, looking at Premium as a format, I think the only cards that really should be restricted at this point, other than the cards that are not restricted already, like, so Enigmatic probably should be restricted, right?
Yeah.
Other cards that should be, like, there's no reason for Commander Laurel to be restricted.
The original Commander Laurel.
The original, like, yeah, there's just no reason for it. Like, the deck doesn't even play it.
It's been creeped out.
It just doesn't. So to say, like, oh yeah, this Laurel's going to be restricted, and it's like, but why? For what purpose?
It honestly seems like a kid who, like, you remember when you were a kid and you get punished and your parents, take away something or do something to you, and then after a while you're like, why is this still going on? And they're like, oh yeah, I forgot to give you back your thing, or
yeah, right.
I forgot to let you out of your room, or whatever punishment.
But they did it with the announcement of Premium. They were like, hey, we're going to restrict Laurel.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, what? And even when that happened, we were like, oh, DP must be getting some nutty shit. Mm-hmm. And then they just made a new Laurel that you're just going to play over it. Because that's the only way the cool first stride works. So I think the only things that need to be restricted are Refros and Purple Trapezist.
Oh, the Trapezist jumping Jill thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think those are the only 2 things that should be restricted. And then adding to that... and so everything else, Elizabeth can come off. All the 7C stuff can come off at this point. This stuff's not even good anymore.
Yeah.
Mick can come off. Like, these cards just don't matter.
Well, yeah, because everything's got an early game now, which was the problem in G-Era, was that there
and also, like, they changed the stride rule, so you can't actually get grade locked anymore.
Yeah.
Right. So there's just no reason for a lot of these older cards to be on the restricted list. But I do think that Refro should stay because that card is actually absurd.
Well,
but I don't think things like Urwatar should be on there. I guess there is an argument for that header round should stay.
I agree.
But I'm not even sure that's a problem.
Well, let's see. Denial Griffin never got hit, but also...
Yeah, Denial Griffin never got...
But Hera Round can block one thing and spin another, versus Denial Griffin just shuts off that battle once and for all.
Yeah, but if you unban TikTok and Urwatar, is it really that absurd?
At this point, probably not anymore, because you can just early game them before they get there.
I think it's just like, it makes your Chronicle obviously better, right? But it's like, I'm not even sure it's absurd. I just think it like keeps up with now like the strong first stride decks. I'm not even sure it keeps up with decks like Ange, right? Like that deck is nuts.
Do you think that Ange needs to get hit?
I don't think so.
I played against. So I've been testing Premium Great Nature. Stay tuned for a future episode on the results of that. But I was trying out the new deck with the Zoa Rhino Monoculus combo, and I was playing against Ange, and Ange was like, it had me on the ropes for most of the game. I got him up to 5, he healed back down to 3, and then I finally ended up killing him. But the game, like, I was pretty much just on the defensive for most of the game, and this is without like new triggers and all that other stuff. So what happens when that comes around, you think?
I mean, why damage him at all?
You didn't call any rear guards? Do you just
fair enough.
attack? Or
Weird. No, you need to ride a lower power unit, obviously.
well, that worked the first turn because I rode Label Pangolin, and then
D 6K got him.
No, it was 7K.
He rode an 8K. His mistake.
Yeah.
Wait, how do you ride an 8K?
Isn't there like an 8K thing, or that might have been a different game? Never mind.
I don't know.
But
anyway.
but I've done that a couple of times where I've rode the 7K and whiffed on the 8K.
Nice. I've done that in standard a lot.
That is nice going riding Purple Trapezist and then whiffing on.
There's
Mario.
a lot of 7K grade 1s in Murakumo in standard for some reason.
The guy that like gets power when you call stuff.
Yeah, and then the one that whenever it boosts, all units with the same name get power.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, there was just a bunch. And then there's the promo that's not out yet, but the on place give somebody power is also 7K. Mm-hmm. There's just a lot of 7K grade 1s. Let's just say that.
Yes.
For whatever reason. And it's just hard not to play one just because you have so many. But yeah, I don't think Angel needs to be hit. I think the deck is very good still, but they were also like the last G support, so like pretty natural they're just going to be like much better than the previous G decks.
But we're 5 sets into V, and
yep.
it's still
good,
still doing stuff.
Well, it's not like we've double supported a set in V either. Is my point.
Yet we're not counting Cyqualia Strife, right?
Yeah, like every set has kind of like it kept up with the first run of sets, so it's probably going to keep up with until somebody gets another run of support.
So February.
Yeah, so until the high school set when people get second run.
Yeah.
And maybe golds need more than that. Who knows?
What's interesting is that we are seeing a good amount of Gold Paladin topping in Premium because, as it turns out, the ride consistency of getting Ezreal while the opponent's still on grade 1, because you can use the old Kirf, and then all you need is Gareth. Or not Gareth, Bowman. There you go.
And so you just ride while your opponent's on grade 2?
Or grade 1, even. Because you get to grade 2, you ride Bowman. Get your Gareth.
Well, yeah, then you get to grade 3, and then your opponent rides to grade 2, presumably.
Oh, you mean you stride while they're on grade 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
I thought you said ride while they're on grade 2.
Oh, no, I definitely said stride at grade 2.
Sorry. But yeah.
Yeah, no. That does seem pretty decent.
At the same time, though, we're getting a lot of complaints. Like there seems to have it's turned into this meme war almost on Vanguards and Vanguardians, where it's people going like, "Premium's trash because like Gyze is too crazy and the no life loop and."
I think
like that. And
Facebook groups overreact to Gyze specifically.
Oh, of course.
I think okay, so this is kind of a long argument, but I do think that in a post-Assassin world, it is possible we get to a point where Gyze needs to be banned, only because the card is too splashable. So you end up getting into these situations where you have Gyze decks and decks that can beat Gyze decks.
Yeah.
And like, what sucks is like if both decks brick, the Gyze deck still probably wins.
Yeah. Also, like, I find this is a very specific problem, but we all hang out in Living Proof's Discord, and there are a few people who every time new support is released, their mission in life is to make a Gyze deck out of it. They have even ruined my beloved Great Nature. They're like, we can make Gyze out
Great
of this
Nature Gyze. Man.
Why would you do this to me? Can't you just leave what I love alone, please?
No, you have to Gyze everything because you can. That's the point. It's like this splashable card, right? You can just literally put anything you want. For what cost? You can't use get powers from trigger
for a while, and then you're fine.
Yeah, right.
But this is a deck where part of the strategy is just not giving your opponent damage either.
Mm-hmm.
Which also means that like pretty much every deck has to play Bobo, the Prey Elemental that when you call, you countercharge, soul charge, and then do a damage check, so you have 2 damage to work with.
Right.
And this is from one deck that you are having to run this in a game without a side deck. So that means that you're giving up 1 to 4 cards out of your grade 2 space, which depending on what you're playing can be overly centralizing and or crippling. For what? A big dragon that's also double-sided in terms of the amount of Zeroth dragons? Ugh. I don't know. But regarding that whole meme war thing, I don't think that Premium kind of being this wild, wild west landscape is necessarily bad. Like, a lot of people are quick to, let's hit Assassin now. Let's hit Gyze now. But...
Well, they clearly care about Premium being a playable format. Otherwise, we wouldn't have this huge restricted list for only Premium.
Yes.
So, like, they clearly care in some way that they banned cards in preparation for Premium. Mm-hmm. So to say that it's this wild, wild west can't be completely accurate. But we are in a position where a deck is a problem. Like, the Assassin deck is a problem. What I think about Gyze is not important to this conversation. Like, I think Gyze I can really take either way. I don't really care about it being legal or not. I would just prefer that it be gone. If that makes sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's a nuisance, but it's not a...
But Assassin, I think, that card's just actively oppressive.
And here's the thing. If you put Assassin to 1... You cripple the No Life King thing, because that means you can only do it twice. You can do the restand twice if you have a full field. And that's still really good.
Yeah.
And you have the consistency to just get it into your soul. Call Demented Executioner top 7 or Free Traveler or whatever it is you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it would be like what's Burning Abyss, where it just won't die. Never really never got to play them. But...
Start by hitting it to 1 and hope that sufficiently weakens the deck enough. Mm-hmm. And if that doesn't work, you might have to actually look at full banning it.
Yeah, you'll still see a lot of tops with it, even with just the 1.
I don't know. I think hitting it to 1 is pretty huge because it also gives you outs to just lose the game outright.
In what way?
Where if you can, this Assassin can end up in a lot of weird places now, right?
Well, if you put it into your damage, you don't give a fuck. You have Ruthless now, not Ruthless,
right.
Ruthven.
Oh, right.
Because you just pull it from your damage. Sure, you get your another you basically turn it into a counterblast, but that's a place you can draw it from. So there is literally no place you can, make Assassin unreachable except for binding. And I can think of very few instances where...
well, I guess what I mean is, there's an out tip being, low enough in your deck to, where you just don't find it soon enough.
Yeah, soon enough, yes. That's a thing.
And that's kind of, the idea, right? Yeah. You're making the deck a lot, you're basically upping the percentage with the deck, in which the deck just loses to itself. Which should be the goal for these kinds of combo decks, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think hitting it to 1 will be a sufficient amount of damage to the potency of the deck. And if it makes the deck unplayable, which I guess it could in a win percentage discussion, where it's it now just can't win enough, I think that's an acceptable cost. I think the deck as it stands is just too good, and hitting it to 2 I don't think does enough.
Well, yeah, because that means 3 times.
Right.
Yeah. judging by the tools Dark Irregulars had before the reboot and the tools they have now, I think they would still be fine even if you hit it to 1. Not broken fine, but just good, solid.
It'd be playable.
Playable, yeah.
Again, this is like a mystical world that we don't have information on, but I certainly don't know anyone who has tested it at 1. Like,
I can do that and get back to you.
Sure, but I do think that would be sufficient. But you cannot leave Assassin for much longer than February. I think if it doesn't end up on the February restricted list, I think there's a good chance people will just stop caring about premium
and just flock to standard.
Well, or just not play Vanguard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Root Beer, what do you think about all this? You haven't really said much.
Well, I don't really play premium is the thing. And at least part of that is just the way premium works.
In what way?
Like, because you're trying to mix in all these new support with strides, a lot of strides at the time, especially towards the end, became increasingly archetype or keyword restricted, so I just don't find it very enjoyable trying to awkwardly jam in the new cards with keyword support a lot of the time.
Is it weird that I don't own the cards to make Murakumo premium because I don't own Zengekis?
How is that weird?
I don't own Zengekis, so I can't build a premium Murakumo deck because it's I think it's one of the only Murakumo cards I don't own.
So you own everything else, but
yes, Zengekis. Because I was like, oh, I'll never play this card.
But like, why would you?
Here
want
we
Zengeki?
are, huh?
Why would you want Zengeki?
Because that's what's in the topping Murakumo decks, and that's where I would start if I wanted to play premium Murakumo.
It's 9 cents on TCG Player. You freaking loser.
Okay, have you tried buying a 10-cent card on TCG Player?
Yes, it's annoyingly.
It is literally impossible.
Yeah, you gotta do it with the You know what's even worse is like it counts the shipping for that store, so it's not like you can go just go get a $2 promo or something.
Yeah.
And they're like, sorry, it's from a different store. Go fuck yourself.
It's so dumb. You just can't buy $2 cards. You just cannot.
Yeah, or what I'll do is I'll try the search function within that store, and they always have not what you would want for the most part.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I have had several instances where I've just bought a bunch of random crap for whatever clan I'm ordering for because I have to for shipping.
But have you got I back when I played Pokemon the first time, I had the same problem where cards would cost 15 cents, and you're like, I need 4 of these at 60 cents. All right, let me get 4 of something else that's $1.20, 4 of something else that's $1.80. You have nothing else. All right, well I still can't order because I'm not at $2. And you're like, this is actually stupid. So that's when you should start getting foils because you need to make $2.
That'd be kind of interesting if there was a way to TCG needs to have a thing where if there's a card that's below their thing, TCG Player will cover the difference. Can you do that? I wish there was a way to be I will give you the other, $1.90
or whatever.
Yeah, the other $1.20. Just give me a a nice little business card or something cutesy or nice gift wrapping. I don't give a shit.
Give me a single card sleeve.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take it. There. I wonder if there's a way on TCG Player there should just be a fuck you. I will pay the difference. Just send it to me. Out of curiosity, Matt, how is Zengeki used in premium strategies?
No idea. Haven't played the deck at all. Just saw the list.
You've just seen the list and no gameplay of it.
I don't know the gameplay of it. I'll just figure it out as I go along. I'm sure it'll take me 5 seconds to figure out.
I'm usually pretty bad about trying to visualize deck building, but
look, once you start it's a Murakumo deck. It can only do so many things.
Has no G guards.
Literally, you just guard with heals.
Yeah.
You play Dismal though, because that G guard has text.
Yeah.
But yeah, and Murakumo G guards are basically non-existent.
It also seems that any clan that has either their the V grade 3 works with a pre-existing archetype, or they they never really adhered to an archetype much in the first place. So it's
Well, you're only playing Zengeki, right? You're not actually playing any of the other Dueling Dragon rearguards.
Oh, I know. No, I was more talking about things like Gold Paladin, where you can just shove your Ezel stuff in there, and also you had a lot of good generic strides.
Gold Paladin's funny because you're using some ancient-ass cards with it.
Yeah. Because you use, like, old Kirf with new Gareth and Bowman, and then...
Yeah.
and then, like, apparently, what's his name? Glorious Reigning is amazing now that you have... You can get, like, multiple Excel circles and then just do all that wacky stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Which, that I remember, like, testing with Richard. To those who don't know, Richard is the guy who does all the editing and the thumbnails for this show. So thank him when you go on YouTube and you go, that's a nice thumbnail. That's Richard. Anyways,
he does all the hard work for our YouTube channel.
Pretty much.
Yep.
So I remember playing with him, and he's like, man, I just wish I had more circles to call to.
Now you do.
And that's what we call dramatic irony.
But yeah, so... What was I saying? I think Premium, other than O-Life King, is pretty interesting place. Like, Luard's real good. DP is very medium, but playable.
Great Nature is quite playable, if I do say so myself.
I mean, Great Nature can just kill your opponent.
Yeah. Without even caring about damage.
Gyze Dex exists.
OTT is very boring in Premium because we have one good stride.
Oh.
Gyze?
Well, okay, outside of Gyze.
What do you do in Premium OTT?
You'd probably just do Ichitam because that's like the only thing you can do. All of the other strides suck.
No, but how do you build around that? Do you just like shove the Battle Sisters in there, or like what's the?
I don't know. I've never actually done it because I'm not all that interested in Premium.
I hear Pale Moon's rather playable in Premium, as is Grand Blue.
Sure, I've not seen anything from them, so I wouldn't know.
My friend Vince is building Premium Grand Blue. Sorry.
I wouldn't know just because G-Era made me miserable at the end, and I just don't want to go back to strides right now.
Oh,
fair enough.
I understand.
Just play Spikes, easy.
Oh, that's another good one.
Yeah.
Spikes are low-key busted, and nobody seems to pick up on it, even though Proof makes videos about it.
That's always a good one. The like every once in a while I'll run into someone at my locals and they're like, "Man, have you realized that spikes are good?" I'm like, "Yes, yes, I have."
Yes, a long time ago. Welcome to 2018.
Oh, the best part is when I was like, "So do you watch Living Proofs videos?" And they're like, "Who?" I'm like, "All right, go watch his videos."
Yeah, it's that's one of the few YouTuber channels I recommend for Vanguard.
That was Living Proof.
Cough, cough.
Cough, cough. I don't know, like, Root Beer, do you ever see yourself coming back to Premium ever, or is it just like you need a while?
I don't know. I might just need a while. Like, might be fun with Narukami, just because I don't think a lot of the Narukami strides needed to power up specifically Thunder Strike things, so...
Ooh.
But they all bind incidentally without needing stuff bound, which is good for Premium.
Yes.
Yeah. And especially now that you have 3 things that bind, like...
really easily.
Real easily? Yeah. I mean, like, Detonics you might not use as much, but...
Honestly, if you first ride him, you might be able to pull off the restand without a lot of effort.
That is nice. That's another thing I've noticed about Premium, is sometimes you just don't even want to stride anymore. Like, once you get past the first GB so you can set off your old stuff, like... I've had games where, like, when I do Leopold's ride, I'll, like, do a mill, call 2 things, and then mill again, and I get the crit. I'm like, I would rather just have the crit than, I don't know, Big Belly Stride? Fuck that. This is a free crit. I wonder how many decks are going to have that sort of, like, advantage. You're probably not going to see that in things like Alfred or, PBD necessarily. Maybe.
Why play PBD when you just play Luard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they play anything that gets you force markers, or you just play Luard and that's it?
Yeah, you play Luard.
Yeah. Speaking of
now all your grade 2s are fucking 10k.
Yeah. Also, the what's it called? I hear from our friend James while testing Gear Chronicle that the correct way to build the deck in Standard is just Lost Legend the end for grade 3s, and leave it at that. And then like G assisting for 3 isn't that bad because you can just make up your loss right away, and you dig a lot.
Right.
So hooray, we answered a question from last week.
Now, who wants to figure out Genesis and not have to ask Chris about it?
What hasn't? I guess we haven't had any stuff. Well, there's a couple Genesis lists from team tournaments that have been doing really well.
That's not Gyze?
In Standard.
Oh.
So, sorry, I didn't hear that. Did you say they weren't doing well, or they are?
They were doing well. There's one
Okay.
that got first on the team, and it was 7-2 individual record.
All right.
Teamed with Dimension Police and Gears, so, you know.
Intriguing.
Standard Dimension Police 12 grade 3 deck.
Yeah. I appreciate that the last couple of sets have been diversifying Standard more.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot less OTT somehow. Really, after the Angel Feather came out, there was a lot less OTT.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people flocked to OTT just because it was good.
I mean, that's fine.
And they were using it as a surrogate for whatever thing, like
Yeah.
Angel Feather.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
Also, OTT is like kind of boring in Standard right now. Not gonna lie.
Ooh, shots fired, kind of.
just play Kuma and like just really beat up Kagero players.
I still have Pale Moon. I'm waiting for the second wave of support to hopefully make the deck more interesting with Magus.
Yeah, decks with only like. I guess we shouldn't talk about Standard because we're supposed to be talking about Premium.
Yeah.
But like, Luard is very good in Premium. So is Eng. Like, so there's a lot of decks that aren't Gyze that are good, but I think Assassin still is like a tier above those, and that's why it needs to go.
So
Assassin seems like it could be oppressive if people let it.
I mean, if people just could buy, if everyone could own all the cards for Assassin, everyone would just play it. Probably.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. So not only do you, you get as many attacks times 3 as you have counterblasts.
Mm-hmm.
But you also, during that time, get progressively bigger with each Vanguard attack. Every Vanguard attack has a crit. You get a Protect gift every time you do this.
Yep.
And it's also like a clan that can build up damage for yourself, and then so you don't care about damage denial through the use of things like Bobo, like we mentioned before, or the self-damagers from way, way back in the day with Limit Break, where you will call a bunch of them, give yourself self-damage, use the cat stand trader to unflip all that damage, use that for No Life King, and then at the end of the turn, shuffle 3 things back into your deck. Or 4, or what have you. But, yeah. The fact that there's a difference between, like, damage denying something like Murakumo, where you can kind of keep up with it as the game goes on, and something like Dark Irregulars, where if they have a single damage, they're going off. And going off at 3, like you mentioned before, Matt.
Yeah. But I just think that's pretty much just what I think about Premium. Is like I think the format's fine. I think it is an interesting format. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, it's fun to build.
There's like a lot of stuff going on. Games are like very, very interesting and difficult. But I think the real if you banned Assassin, I think the format would probably be pretty fun for everyone. Yeah, it's just that you have the shadow of Assassin just looming over the format, being like, is the format fun? Maybe.
The worst part is she has that like cocky little smirk, like, I'm here, I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, hypothetical question. Sorry, go ahead, Rapier.
Yeah, I do find Gyze to be kind of a turnoff. I know Matt says he doesn't mind as much, but I see it in the same vein as like Glendios or Seven Seas, where it's fun the first couple of times because you're figuring out how to play against it, and then afterwards it's just a tedious grind because you're not actually allowed to play your deck.
It's boring.
But yeah, I think for me, like, No Life King I could probably handle because it's at least over with quickly. I feel like Gyze dragging the game on forever, being able to be slotted into like every deck is just ugh.
I also think that there's a big reason why the communities react to Gyze more than they react to Assassin, is because like it doesn't let you play your deck in the way that you want to.
I mean, this also happened like with Link Joker. Just anytime Link Joker is popular, you get people annoyed because the deck doesn't let you play the game, and that is more of a psychological scar than something like No Life King, where it's over with. I mean, that's a pain in the ass too, but
yeah.
Mm.
I also find
So
it ironic
what was your hypothetical?
Oh, my hypothetical is, let's say tomorrow, Bushiroad Rep comes on and is like, hey, everybody, Assassin is at 1. So now that's free and clear, and he goes, oh yeah, and Gyze, gone. Fuck you guys, I don't care how much you paid, it's gone. So, we're now free and clear to play whatever we want. What would you guys be excited to play and or build? And is there anything weird you'd try?
So you're asking if I see myself. So if I was playing to win in this post world, I'd probably just play spikes.
Ooh. Just standard plus?
I mean, yeah, I guess. Like, I don't know. I think like I just have I have the most resources to learn that versus like a deck I understand less well. Although Luard is entertaining because Ezra's is broken.
I think that's one of the few decks in Premium that actively doesn't want to play the draw trigger PG.
Yeah, why would they? Ezra's
Exactly.
broken.
How about you, Sinor Beer?
I would probably go for like Narukami just because I can actually do Thunderstrike things consistently, and that seems like fun. I never actually picked up NJ for BT because I was just done with G by that time, so I'd probably go back to Bermuda Triangle, see how they feel. And I actually would not play OTT because they're honestly kind of boring.
Do you just save it for standard?
Yeah. Like, see, the thing that attracted me to OTT was, like, the deck manipulation and scrying things with Magus. So, like, we do it a little bit right now in standard, but not enough. So I'd like to see it do more.
It's always good.
Yeah.
I think, in my case, like, Great Nature has been doing very well in testing. I'm sure I haven't actually played against No Life King at full power yet, so I'll probably eat my words in the next couple days here as I go meet up with my friends again. But it has a fairly easy to attain win condition. It's my favorite clan, so I'd probably do that. But also another deck in Premium, I think I would want to try. Like, I might try the Narukami thing. Like, Narukami is looking crisp. What the fuck was that sound? I just made that with my.
Yeah, no, I was wondering if you'd. I was waiting for you to answer.
It was like it was like Donald Duck getting strangled. But yeah, probably just Great Nature. I might try the Narukami thing if it's not too expensive.
I plan to not touch Narukami at all.
Really?
Yep. Don't care.
Don't care. I envy you. I honestly, I keep telling myself I have too many Excel clans, and then I keep seeing Excel clans that I would want to play, and I hate myself a little bit more.
See, I don't have any Force clans right now. I need to invest in a Force clan.
I have.
You can just not care about the clans that are coming out. See, that's what I do.
Yeah, like I have. I don't. The only Force clan I think I would enjoy is Genesis. So that's kind of it.
See, I don't want to play Genesis just because I keep giving Chris shit about playing clans that I play. So
no, that'd be so funny though.
Do it to him for once. Also, you live like half a state away from him now. He can't touch you.
All right, but that half a state of California is like 2 regular states.
Touche. I love those memes.
Only 2 regular states away from Chris.
Yeah, I mean, as a Californian, I still love that every time there's either a wildfire or a drought, someone will inevitably make that meme of like an envelope that just says California and they're filling it with water. And they just have a thumbs up for the camera. It's so dumb, and they do it every time, and I laugh every time.
Nice.
I giggle to myself as I wander my neighborhood, licking dew from the grass in front of my neighbors' houses that it takes too much water to maintain. Desert
Save water,
2019. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that was pretty much it regarding premium format, and long story short, fucking hit Assassin soon, and
hit Assassin, Gyze is whatever.
Yeah.
And they're sweet good decks.
Yeah.
Premium has been an interesting format. I think it's pretty cool. I know that some people like John thinks that Premium is like really the only format worth caring about, but not everyone has to agree with him.
Mm-hmm. To me, the way I sum it up is Premium's nuances in deck building and Standard's nuances in playing. Yeah. And I get a lot of flack for that, but I stand by my statement.
Well, the real point in Premium, you need to actually kill your opponent at some point.
Yeah.
or be Gyze.
Or be Gyze and just. Yeah. Also, at the time of people hearing this, it will be the day before Thanksgiving. Do you guys have any plans for Thanksgiving this year?
Not suffocate to death.
That's
Sleep.
Good. You guys are boring. Root beer is more concerning than boring, but yeah.
Thanksgiving is objectively the worst holiday.
What are we ranking it? So, between Christmas / Hanukkah, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Valentine's
First of all, Hanukkah
Day.
is not even a major Jewish holiday.
What?
First of all, Hanukkah is not even a major Jewish holiday.
True. But I'm just lumping them in together for.
I know.
Festivus.
But I thought we should clear this up now.
Okay, Festivus / Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa.
All right, Festivus is objectively the best holiday. Christmas.
It is for the rest of us, after all. I just hope I don't get sick on it again this year. My airing of grievances was for my immune system.
So you're failing the feats of strength every time.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to do the feats of strength until you pin me. Festivus is not over.
All right. What I really mean is Thanksgiving turkey fucking sucks.
Yes,
Holy
it
shit.
does. I agree.
How does anyone eat this trash?
Also, what is with the Thanksgiving at 1 in the afternoon? Like, why are you having dinner at 1 in the afternoon? Really?
So they can drink the rest of the night.
Maybe.
Because that's the only way people can put up with their family.
This year, and so my sister and her boyfriend are going back east to visit his family, and my dad has his, he's remarried and has a second set of kids. So it's me, my mom, and the British guy who hangs out with us. I really don't know what to call him because they're not dating. He's just the British guy. We're going to go see 2 movies, and then we're going to have dinner because that is the way to do Thanksgiving. You go see movies, you have something to talk about over dinner, and you don't have to talk about useless crap, and then you drink the rest of the night.
Christmas.
What?
So you're going to have the same Christmas as Thanksgiving?
What do you mean?
Where you go see movies and then have dinner?
Why you don't go see movies?
Is your dinner going to be Chinese food? Let me ask you this.
No, it's. I don't know what we're doing for the Brit really likes the Thanksgiving food, but we're not cooking at home. I think we're going out to dinner, which is also kind of a dick move because I think people want to go see their families. All in all, though, it's weird. We're going to see Widows, and then we're going to see the Ballad of Buster Scruggs, which are 2 very different movies.
All right.
Yeah, I wanted to go see Bohemian Rhapsody, but that's not happening. Nexus at Night, the Thanksgiving Plans podcast.
All right. Thanksgiving sucks, though. That's the point. The point is, I'll be sleeping on Thanksgiving, probably. I'll let you know how that goes.
Good job. I'm gonna make us do this just because we're fuck you. I'm just gonna make you do this. What are you thankful for?
Me?
No, the cat. Of course you.
Well, let me find my cat real quick.
My cat is around my feet right now. Sophie's like, I'm thankful for the fact that you give me food and pets. I realize that my cat hates when I have my cards out.
Because you're not paying attention to it.
Yeah, no. But like, like something about the cards themselves. Like, if there's one on a table, she'll like lunge after it. I keep having to like chuck her off the table, bed, wherever I am.
Yeah. What am I thankful for?
Yeah.
Being alive.
Sure.
Somehow still alive. Okay, I'm not dead yet.
I just took out I filled out the insurance paperwork for my job today, and I filled out my first life insurance policy. That was fun.
Oh yeah, I did that.
Yeah, and my beneficiaries are my sister and my mom. Because, yeah, that was fun. And I called my sister at work. I'm like, hey, what's your social security number? And she's like, why do you need to know that? I'm like, in case I die in a tragic accident. Now, what is it? And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, life insurance. She's like, oh, yeah, here you go.
You probably should have led with that.
It was kind of funnier just to have no context and see what her reaction was.
Yeah, sure.
But, yeah, I think what I'm thankful for is the fact that I have a loving family that is willing to lodge me, and that my mom hasn't kicked me out yet, and that my dad helped me find a good-paying job that I can, save up for an apartment and pay for my car, and also that I have, such amazing friends and you guys. Aw. Yeah, even though you're across the country and up the state, respectively. And for comedy, because without comedy, I think my life wouldn't have meaning.
Fair.
Sad. Root beer, what about you?
Yeah, I'm thankful that I have good friends like y'all. I'm thankful we've somehow managed not to completely fuck up this country yet.
We're working on it.
Don't cry. I keep my
don't be thankful for that one just yet.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm thankful that the country isn't even more of a shithole at this particular moment.
Oh, okay. That's very specific and accurate.
Gotcha. We've fallen, but not that far.
Yeah. This is we live in a place that exists.
Yep. And this was definitely a weird moment for a podcast that regularly rips on people and things to be like, I'm thankful for you guys, and then we hug.
Yeah. I do enjoy you guys.
We enjoy you too, buddy. And we enjoy you listeners, and we'll see you next week. Find us on Twitter at Nexus at Night. Me at Atlas Novak.
Me at Wiggums.
Me at Plasma Eclipse.
And until next time, you all get drunk and have a good turkey day. I was Atlas.
I'm still Matt.
And I'm Root Beer.
And have a good night, everybody.